Hello, Sophie Ash here, the founder of Prosperology, and I'm here to talk to you about not feeling good enough. It is so common, and when you enter into entrepreneurship, especially for the first time, it can cause a lot of these feelings to bubble up, and we don't want them to get in the way of us living our lives and doing what we want to do. So I will be honest and say that most days I do doubt whether I'm good enough to varying extents. Sometimes it's really strong. Sometimes it really does get in the way of what I'm trying to achieve. And other times it's pretty low level and I can continue functioning quite easily. Mainly because I've already done a lot of work on this myself. But what I have learned over the years is that it doesn't actually reflect how good I am at my job or just being me in general. It doesn't affect my ability to be a really great coach. It doesn't affect how good of a friend I am, how supportive I am to people, how talented I am at marketing and sales, or how successful I am, or how my relationship is. It actually doesn't have any impact at all on who I am and what value I bring to people. It just means that I'm a human, and we all have these inbuilt mechanisms that try to protect us from harm and try to keep us in a safe place and in our comfort zone. And that's normal. It doesn't have to mean that we're less than. It doesn't have to mean that we're not capable or we're not good enough, even though it feels that way. So one of the things that I really want to get through in this video is that we shouldn't let our fears or insecurities dictate how we get to live our life. It's one thing to be aware of what we're struggling with and what our weaknesses are or what we're working on, and to be working on those things. It's great. You know, I'm all for personal development, professional development, and I do believe in that very strongly because I've seen huge benefits in myself and in our students. But it doesn't get to dictate everything. We get to still move forward even if we have those fears, even if we have those insecurities, even if we doubt ourselves, we can still move forward. I spent way too many years earlier in my life worrying about what everyone else thought about me. And I was in a constant state of trying to prove myself to everyone, whether it be my parents, my friends, myself, my partners, random people that I met on the street. And it was never enough, you know, and I reached a point where now I just tell myself I'm done proving. I don't need to prove anymore. I've done enough. I've proved enough. I'm good enough. And so the more I actively let go of that pull to constantly achieve things and progress all the time and to be who people think that I should be or want me to be, the more joy and love and wonder that I get to experience in my life. And ironically, the more successful I become. Because when we let go of this pressure to perform and to please people and to be that person who just has it all and doesn't have any fears or worries or anxieties or doubt at all, we can actually be more creative, we can be more productive, we can have clearer thoughts, we can put our best self forward because we're doing it from a place of compassion and a place of inspiration and a place of being authentic and true to ourselves. And the more I talk about real life stuff that I go through or have been through, the more I find that my business thrives. And we see that in our students all the time as well. They're very apprehensive at first to start talking about themselves and what they do and what they have to offer, especially telling more personal stories. But then they see that over time, there's this uptick in people who want to follow and want to hear what they have to say and want to be supportive and encouraging, and they can relate, they can connect because you're sharing these things about yourself. And so it's just all part of self-acceptance and self-love, and just acknowledging that these feelings of not being good enough will still probably be there a lot of the time, and that doesn't mean that you're any less of a person, that you have any less worth as a person. So I encourage you to think of one thing that you can do today just to make yourself feel amazing, not because you deserve it or because somebody else says that you can, just because, and see how it feels to do that and to be that support for yourself. And probably the side effect will be that you feel rejuvenated and you feel remotivated in your business as well. So try that out, let me know how it goes. And if you are looking for mental health support or practical support, community, and ways to overcome things like self-doubt and imposter syndrome, we have a lot of trainings and resources and a whole community available to support you with that at Prosperology. So you can visit www.prosperology.com and we can talk more about what you might need.